Section 53 of the Divine Comedy by Dante Alighieri, translated by Courtney Langdon. This Librivox recording is in the public domain. Purgatorio, Canto 19. Purgatory, the fourth ring. Sloth, Dante's second dream. The Angel of Zeal, the fifth ring. Avarice and prodigality.
Within the hour when, vanquished by the earth, or even at times by Saturn, daytime's heat can warm the coldness of the moon no longer; when geomancers see their greater fortune rise in the east ere dawn, and on a path which doth not long stay dark for it, a female approached me in a dream, with stammering tongue, with eyes asquint, and crooked on her feet, with hands lopped off, and pallor on her face. I fixed my gaze on her, and as the sun brings comfort to cold limbs which night-time chills, even so my looking at her freed her tongue, and afterward, in but a little time, completely straightened her, and gave that hue to her discoloured face which love desires. As soon as she had thus unloosed her speech, she then began to sing in such a way that from her I could hardly take my gaze.
I am,
she sang,
the lovely Siren, she who in mid-ocean mariners bewitches, so much I please whoever heareth me. I turned Ulysses from his wandering course to hear my song, and who gets used to me seldom departs, so wholly I content him.
Her mouth had not yet closed, when lo, a holy lady at my side appeared, who ready was to put her to confusion.
"O Virgil, Virgil, who is this?"
she cried in scornful tones, whereat he then advanced with eyes set only on the modest one. She seized the other, opened her in front, and rent her garments, showing me her belly. This woke me with the stench that issued from it. I turned my eyes, and my good teacher said,
"I've called thee thrice at least. Arise and come. We'll find the gate through which thou mayst ascend."
I rose, and all the holy mountain's rings were with the high day's light already filled, as with the new sun back of us we moved. While I was following him, I held my head like one who, having it bowed down by thought, makes of himself a half arch of a bridge. And then I heard,
"Come on, the pass is here,"
uttered in such a gentle, kindly way as in this mortal land is never heard. With outspread wings, which seemed the wings of swans, he who thus spoke directed us on high 'tween the two side walls of the granite rock. He moved his pinions then, and fanning us, affirmed that those who mourn are happy, since possessed of comfort shall their spirits be.
"What aileth thee, that only on the ground thou gazest?"
said my guide, when past the angel both he and I had climbed a little way. And I, a recent dream which to itself inclines me, makes me with such doubt advance, that I cannot refrain from thought of it.
"Thou hast perceived,"
said he,
"that ancient witch, who henceforth o'er us is alone lamented, and seen how from her one is freed. Let that suffice thee. Strike thy heels upon the ground, and turn thine eyes up toward the calling lure the eternal King whirls with the mighty wheels."
As is the falcon, which at first looks down, then turns around when called, and spreads his wings, keen for the quarry which attracts him, such was I, and thus as long as ere the rock was cleft, to make a path for those that climb, I went along to where the circling starts. When out upon the fifth ring I had come, people therein I saw who, shedding tears, were lying wholly prone upon its bed.
"My soul hath cloven to the trodden ground,"
I heard them saying with such heavy sighs, that what they said could hardly be made out.
"O ye elect of God, whose sufferings here justice and hope are making less intense, direct us toward the steps that lead on high."
If ye are come exempt from lying down, and wish to find the path with greatest speed, let your right sides be always outward turned.
Thus asked the poet, and not far ahead, thus was the answer given. Hence as he spoke, I noticed where the other speaker hid, and then I turned mine eyes unto my lord, whereat he granted with a cheerful nod that which the looks of my desiring asked. When I was free to act as I inclined, I came and stood above the soul, whose words had made me notice him at first, and said, "Spirit, who by thy tears art ripening that, without which one cannot return to God, For my sake stay a while thy greater care. Say who thou wast, why ye hold up your backs, and whether thou wouldst have me get thee aught from there whence I, a living man, set forth. And he to me,
Why toward itself the sky is turning here our backs thou'lt know. But first, know thou that I once sat in Peter's chair. 'Tween Siestri and Chiavri there descends a lovely mountain stream, and from its name my race's title takes its greatest boast. For 1 month, and a little more, I felt how much the mighty mantle waits on him who keeps it from the mire, for all loads else seem feathers. My conversion was, alas, delayed. But when Rome's shepherd I was made, I came to know how false the world's life was. I saw that in it hearts can find no rest, nor could one in it higher rise than I. The love of this life hence was kindled in me. Till that time I had been a wretched soul, cut off from God, and wholly given to greed. Now, as thou seest, I'm punished for it here. What avarice doth is here made manifest in this purgation of converted souls, nor hath this mount a penalty more bitter. And as our eyes were never upward turned, because intently fixed on earthly things, so justice here hath turned them to the ground. As avarice quenched our love for all good things, until well-doing had completely ceased, so here doth justice hold us in restraint, bound fast and fettered in our hands and feet, and here we'll stay, stretched out and motionless, as long as it shall please the righteous Lord.
I had knelt down and wished to speak, but just as I began, and he was made aware by listening only of my reverence.
What cause,
said he,
hath bent thee downward thus?
And I to him, because of your high rank my conscience troubled me for standing up.
Straighten thy legs, my brother,
he replied,
and rise. Err not. With thee and with the rest, a fellow servant of one power am I. If thou hast ever fully understood those holy gospel words, they neither marry, well canst thou see why I am speaking thus. And now begone, I'd have thee stay no more, for, lingering here, thou hinderest the tears, wherewith I ripen that which thou hast said. A niece I have up yonder, called Elijah, good in herself, so be it that our house by its example do not make her bad, and she is all that's left me up there.
End of Purgatorio, Canto 19.